Hello friends, welcome back to this session with the chapter Nutrition in Animals for class 7. Students, today we are going to study about the different glands which helps in digestion in human beings. But before going to start this lecture, let us recap of the previous lecture. Student, in our previous lecture what we have learnt? We have learnt about the esophagus, about the stomach, that what is esophagus, what is stomach, and what is their role. So esophagus is nothing but only a pipe-like structure or tube-like structure which connects mouth to the stomach. Okay, so there is no any digestion taking place and there is no any kind of enzymes released in this esophagus. And what is the role of stomach? So what is stomach, what is their role, how they helps in digestion, what happens with the food which reaches to the stomach, and what the stomach secretes, what is their secretion that secretion helps in digestion. So we have learned these things in our previous lecture. Let us move to the next part of our lecture, that is about the today's topic. So today's topic is about the different kinds of glands. So we are going to know about the glands. So students, here we have the first gland, liver. Liver is an accessory gland. Okay, it is an accessory gland because it is not the part of alimentary canal. They helps from outside by pouring their secretion to the small intestine. So liver is called the largest gland in our body. Where it is located? It is located in the upper part of abdomen on the right side. Okay, as you can see in this picture, upper part of the abdominal cavity, or it is on the right side. So this is the location of liver. Liver is, it is called, that is the weight of liver is 1 kg approx. So what is the function of liver? Liver has so many functions. But liver in the digestion process, liver secretes bile juice, and that bile juices collect in a pouch like structure which is called gallbladder. So the gallbladder is the place where the secretion of liver is collected or stored. So that is called bile juice, and the bladder is known as gallbladder. And our liver is like reddish brown in color. So what is the function of these bile juices? As I told you, just that bile juice do not contain any kind of enzyme. It is not containing any kind of enzyme. So what is the function of these bile juices? Okay, let me write here. What is the function of bile juices? So bile juice basically a alkaline material, substance, alkaline. So what do we mean by alkaline? Alkaline means it is a base, like you have learned in your chemistry chapter, acid, base and all, salts. So here it is a base which helps to neutralize the things. So bile juice is actually alkaline in nature, that is the base in nature. So what is the function of this bile juice? As I told you, bile juice do not contain any kind of enzyme. What they do, they emulsify the fat. They emulsify the fat. Emulsify fat means like they break down the fat into droplets of fat. Like this is our fat. Okay. And this fat is because of the bile juice. Okay. That bile juice convert this fat into the droplets of fat, so that further digestion should be properly and it will be easily taken place. So that is the function of bile juices. So bile juice basically they act on fat. So bile juice act on fat, solid fat actually, and that fat is converted into or emulsify into droplets of water. It is called, droplets of fat, not water, droplets of fat. So this is the basic function of bile juice. As well as bile juice also helps in activation of, like bile juice, they helps in or they activate the pancreatic juices as well as the intestinal juices, that we will talk it later. Intestinal juices. So bile juice also, what they do, they provide a medium, alkaline medium, so that these pancreatic juices react on, or they further digest the different food component present in the small intestine. Okay, clear? What I told you, that bile juice provide, like in your stomach, if you have learned that in stomach the HCl provide acidic medium for protein digestion. Means for protein digestion there is medium. It should be the medium, acidic medium. It is must. If there is no acidic medium, protein will not digest. उसी तरीके से if there is no bile, that pancreatic juices will not going to digest or break down the food component further. So they need a alkaline base. Okay, they need a alkaline base so that they activate and they helps in digestion of the food components further. So that is the function of bile juices. Let's move to the next part of okay. Now I would like to show you the location of liver as well as pancreas first. So as you can see here, this is our liver, the largest gland, that is reddish brown in color, and here a pouch-like structure which is called gallbladder. And these gallbladder having ducts. As you can see, this is duct, and this duct is connected with this duodenum part. We will discuss it in the next session. What is duodenum, what is the small intestine and their function. So just now we are talking about the glands. So this is connected with liver, and this gallbladder contains bile juice, and they release their bile juice through this greenish color duct or pore into duodenum. And here we have leaf-like structure which is called pancreas. Okay? So this is what I told you. Where is the location of liver? It is the upper part of abdominal. This region is our abdominal region. Okay, so upper part of abdominal region on the right side. So it is the right side of the abdominal part. So here it is located, and if you can see this pancreas, where it is located, just below the stomach, or we can say in the loop of duodenum. Okay, so now we will talk about the next gland, which is pancreas. Okay, here we have pancreas, the gland pancreas, and this gland is known as the second largest gland. It is the second largest gland. After a liver, it is the second largest gland, and it is just leaf-like structure. It is having a leaf-like structure, and if we can see this is called tail part, this is the body, and this is the head part of the pancreas. So it is large cream colored gland, where it is located just below the stomach. So as you can see, let me show you here again where it is located. Like this is your esophagus, this is our stomach, and this is the duodenum. Okay, so here the pancreas is located. So as we can say, just below the stomach or in the loop of duodenum. Loop of duodenum. So here it is the location of this pancreas. It is the second largest gland in our body. So now we have to see what is the function of this gland. So what they do, they release pancreatic juices. Okay, they release pancreatic juices, and these pancreatic juices acts on carbohydrate, fats, protein, and convert them into the simpler form. So we have learned that in stomach there is digestion taking place. So we can say that 95% digestion is taking place in the stomach, but the rest 5% is still left, and they must have to digest. So these digestion taken place in small intestine, and these pancreatic juices, as we can see here, these pancreatic juices helps in the further digestion. So what is the function of this pancreatic juices? What are the different juices which helps in digestion? Okay. So let us move to the next part. That is, what is their digestion and what is their secretion. So as we can say this pancreas is also a accessory gland. Again, they are associates gland. They do not have the part of alimentary canal. They are called associate glands, and they helps in digestion from the outsides by pouring their secretion into the small intestine. So if we can see now, again I would like to show you that this is pancreas. Okay, this is our pancreas, and if you can see this duct here, it is a duct. And what this pancreas, they are called endocrine gland and exocrine gland. So what do we mean endocrine and exocrine? Let me clear you first. Endocrine means it acts like endocrine, which releases hormones. Okay, these endocrine glands helps in releasing hormones, and these exocrine glands that helps in releasing the pancreatic juices that will be further poured into the duodenum. So by this duct, if you can see, this is the duct, and that duct collect the pancreatic juices from pancreas, and then they pour into the, if you can see, they pour into this duodenum part. Again you can see this is bile duct, or we can say the gallbladder, and this is the duct, bile duct, and then they pour their secretion again into the duodenum, and this pancreatic duct also pour their secretion into the duodenum part. So what will happen in duodenum, we will talk when we will talk about the small intestine. Okay, so that is about our pancreatic juices. Now I would like to tell you what are the further things which is released by the pancreatic or pancreas. First I would like to tell you about the endocrine and exocrine. Let me clear about this. Endocrine means the gland which releases hormones. That is hormones. So these endocrine gland, they release hormones, and that hormone is actually known as insulin. Okay, this is the endocrine part of the pancreatic juice. Pancreas, and this pancreas again acts as exocrine gland. So exocrine gland. Exocrine means they release pancreatic juices. They release pancreatic juices. So they are this is the exocrine part of the pancreas. So pancreas is second largest gland. This is also an accessory gland and also helps in further digestion. So what they secrete? These pancreas secretes pancreatic juices, and in that juices contains an enzyme called trypsin. Okay, these trypsin convert this protein, okay, this protein into amino acid. This is the simplest form of the protein. Okay, so pancreatic juice release a certain kind of enzyme which is trypsin, which digests protein. Now you will ask that, ma'am, protein is already digested in the stomach. Yes, of course, but little amount of the little part, some of the part are not digested, and that part is digested with this trypsin, an enzyme. Again, what is trypsin? Trypsin is an enzyme. Okay, so trypsin helps to convert the protein into amino acid. And pancreatic amylase, they again further they divide starch, further they break down the starch into glucose. Again we can say that starch digestion taken place in mouth, but partial digestion. Not so, starch now with the pancreatic amylase, they act on starch and they convert the starch into the glucose, which is the final or end product of the carbohydrate or starch. Then they release pancreatic lipase. that acts on fat. So after emulsification of fat with bile juice, that droplets of fat, they will convert into, again it is complex. So these lipase, they convert fat into fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, so that is the function of pancreas. Now I would like to write here that protein, the end product of these are, protein is amino acid, that means they convert into amino acid or amino acid, and this starch, and this starch they will convert into glucose. Okay, and this fat, this fat is converted into glycerol and fatty acid. So that is how this digestion taken place with the help of this kind of glands that helps to release their juices, their enzymes, to break down this complex food into simple soluble substances. Okay, so that is about the two glands. Now in our next lecture we will know about the digestion, how digestion takes place in small intestine, what is the different part of small intestine and all. So for that, thank you very much. Go through the this video, and God bless you.